Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening to participants. How are you? I hope it will be okay for everything. Please let me introduce myself. My full name is Ratu Madina. You can call me with Ratu. Now in this session, I will talk about material about speaking tree, especially about education in pandemic era. So check it out this PPT. I have divided this PPT into four points. The first is introduction. Number two, learning at the COVID-19 pandemic era. Number three, students' motivation. And the last is conclusion. Well, the next PPT, first by introduction. 1 year ago, the World Health Organization declared the spread of COVID-19 a worldwide pandemic, reacting to the virus course at every level were skin scrambling. The COVID-19 has been affected all our aspects of life, especially in educational aspect. The system of education has changed. There is online learning. That is why a teacher needs to match the emotion of students and their parents in order to students keep getting in education. So the next PPT, we can watch this video for imagine. Well, after we watch the video, so the next PPT, learning at COVID pandemic era, we get conclusion. The world education is forced to replace face-to-face learning with online learning. It is undertaking the learning from traditionally face-to-face approaches to remotely digital platform based on last video. Well, we're gonna move to next session about student motivation. The first about motivation. The definition from the motivation is defined as a theoretical construction to explain the initiation, direction, intensity, persistence, and quality of behavior, especially goal-directed behavior. And we can look beside about advantage and disadvantage about education in pandemic. One person, personally, online learning is a kind of boring activity. Delay voice, unstable picture, bad signal. However, I prefer to join it rather than being absent from class and get conversation at the end of the semester. So from this, we get conclusion about disadvantages about online school and about the next the advantages from motivation students. My parents and my younger brother support me online learning during the pandemic. The simplest example is they will turn down the volume on the television or even turn it off when I am making a video or during meeting in a platform or Zoom or Gmeet, so I that can study effectively. That's about student motivation. And the next PPT, there are comparison. Uh, the next presentation, we can look out about percentage, how education give impact to COVID-19. There is increase participate point 1.38 billion. So very awesome, yeah. In 2000, since 2019, the impact is very increased. So the next PPT, I will discuss about the conclusion. Well, the dating, the shock of COVID-19 of the education is very unpredictable. Number two, about pandemic's education, some experts declare teaching social emotional skills are more critical than ever. Cristina Crispano, as Director of Research at Yale Center of Foreign Research Intelligence at Yale University, emotional skills, the goals of emotional skill is getting students excited about distance learning and identifying the skill and needs. Because in the pandemic area, the students get more interest about then why they have to spend more time than 3 hours in online learning. Yet some teacher, students, and their parents pregnant. They or family member would get COVID-19. And the last about the conclusion, it is responsibility of government and international to to stay tuned through principles and conduct reform and only will for the children and youth regain their promised future. That's all from my explanation about education in pandemic. And about references, I get 3 points from this material. Number one from WHO, number two from UNICEF, and the last from News Harvard. I hope it can be inspiring for all of us about education in pandemic. Thank you for watching. So after I get to give my PPT, I have spent time to give participant a question. There are 2 times. Each participant for the first time, I give 3 questions and the next and the last 3 questions. So I will open the question. Any question maybe, but from my explanation, I will gonna wait. Thank you.
Hello, Miss Ratu. Thank you so much for your presentation. My name is Farah. as we can see from your presentation, COVID-19 is affecting our education, and I wanna ask, how is COVID-19 affecting student learning?
Mm. Anything else after Miss Farah, maybe? uh, we're gonna ask to collective maybe after this. Is it problem for you, Miss Farah? I give.
I guess maybe you can answer first my question.
Okay. About your question, how is COVID-19 affecting student learning? Well, we can see about the last video. The COVID-19 pandemic may worsen existing mental health problems and lead to more cases among children and adolescents because the unique combination isolation and economic research. That's very awesome, yeah. The deep impression from this pandemic. I hope it can represent about your question, Miss Farah.
Okay.
Is it
Thank you for your answer. And can I ask once again,
okay?
what should be considered when deciding whether to reopen schools or keep them open?
Well, deciding to close schools, there are several elements should be assessed in deciding to reopen schools or keep they open. There are 4 points. I will give a conclusion. The first, the what is it? The epidemiology of COVID-19 at local level. This may from one place to another with the country. Number two, the benefits and risks to reopen. What are the likely benefits and risks to a children and staff open schools, including consideration of the parents. And number three, effectiveness of remote learning strategies. And the next elements, detection and response. Are the local health the authorities able to quickly open the school? And last, the capacity of school of education institution to operate soon the school. That's my answer for your question. Is it clear or too fast? Maybe I give explain.
Yes, it's clear enough. Thank you so much for your answer. That's all my question, Miss Ratu.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Miss Farah. Okay, it's the last first session. I will open one chance to participant to ask the question before I open next session question. Anything else?
Hello, Miss.
Yes. Sorry, can you mention your names, Miss?
My name is Chitra.
Hi,
Thank you for
Chitra.
hi. Thank you for your explanation. My question is: are children at lower risk of COVID-19 than adults?
Based on WHO data, there are 8.5% under the age of 18 years old reported cases. So you can imagine with relative few deaths compared to other age groups and usually mild disease. However, cases of critical illness have been reported. So the children under 18 years old so very lower risk than adult. I hope it can inspiring your answer, or maybe unclear, or maybe too fast. I give the explanation to you, Miss Chitra.
I think it's clear enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Chitra. Okay, the first time about the question I will close and I will open the next session. I give chance for 3 participants to ask my explanation PPT. Anything we're gonna ask for the next question?
Excuse
I
me,
will give
Miss Ratu,
3
I
chances.
want to ask about your presentation about
Mhm.
pandemic situation.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. My question is, how seriously are students going to be set back by not having formal instruction for at least 2 months, if not more? Please consider to answer my question. Thank you, Miss Ratu.
Okay, thank you for your question, Miss April. Well, about your question, I adopt a data from Harvard Gazette about seriously. The first, we must mirroring children come from very different backgrounds and have very different resources, opportunities, and support outside of school. And number two, about how seriously some students will be fined during the crisis because they will have high quality learning opportunities, whether it's formal schooling or informal homeschooling. Some kill coupled with various enrichment opportunities. And the last about uh, the question, conversely, the student won't have access to anything of quality, and a result will be enormous disadvantage. So that's only 3 points. I give the answer from your question. Is it too fast or maybe clear for you, Miss April?
I think I get your point clearly, Ms. Ratu. Thank you for your answer.
Okay, thank you, Miss April. Okay, and anything else about cans to question again? I will give the participants to ask my PPT.
Hello, Ms. Ratu.
Hi, how are
May I
you?
question?
Okay, to Miss Citra.
Yeah. My question is, what can parents do to help with the homeschooling of their children in the current situation?
Well, before this, you asked about the question. We already watched the video. The conclusion in this situation, as a parent, especially a mom, yeah, we don't simply want to frantically struggle to restore the status quo because the status quo was not operating in effectively level and certainly was not serving all of children families. So yeah, it cannot what is it? It cannot very effective, I think, for especially for full-time mother. I hope it can be aspiring for your question. Is it clear, Miss Chitra?
Okay, it's clear enough, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Chitra. Okay, the last question I will give one to participant who gonna ask for last time in
Sorry, Miss
the
Ratu.
second time.
I wanna ask
Hmm?
again. Can I?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course, please, Miss April.
Okay, this is the last. How educators are handling the sudden shift to distance learning? Please
Well,
provide me the
COVID-19.
answer. Thank you, Ms.
Oh,
Ratu.
oh, sorry. Okay. Well, COVID-19 since March 2020, so very serious to give effects student shift to distance learning. So, especially for teachers, students, and parents. In this case, transitioning to online in such a period of time is really tricky. Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah. And about number two, based on children, yeah, a lot of kids are different situation with different home lives. And the last about the teachers. For the teachers, The shift to online education has meant rethinking lesson plans to fit a very different format. You must sort of to have to do all the curriculum so you can teach it by online because a lot of was dependent on your being. There are leading the students through certain things. So very tricky, yeah. Uh, Changing from face to face to online school. So I hope your answer can be represent about my answer. Is it clear or maybe too fast? I give the explanation, Miss April.
Okay, it's clear for me. Thank you, Miss Ratu. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, about the limitation time, maybe from all those my PPT, I hope it can be inspiring for us how to face education in pandemic. I hope it can be what one guide to make this education in pandemic soon very ended. I hope we can pray together. Pandemic will gonna soon finish. Thank you for watching. I will gonna end it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, everybody.